Our player tip of the podcast is Don't Be a Dick. And you can avoid dickitude by role-playing and improvisation. Start first, think later. This is my mantra, everybody.
That explains a lot.
I'm going to stab you. So there are a lot of powerful improv tools that really help players get better and DMs get better. So rather than waiting until you have a great idea to start first, your mind and body will catch up if you start first and worry about stuff later, which I know Alicia's probably cringing right now because that's a story of my life where I don't really think. I leap but don't think, right? So
did you see the look he just gave you? You said it, she went, huh.
Yeah. So for a good example is if you say I'm going to do this amazing thing, your mind will come up with what that amazing thing is because it puts you on the spot instead of thinking about it virtually always. And if it doesn't, everyone will appreciate that you threw yourself into the role play.
Good
So,
time.
huh?
Good
time.
Good time.
You know,
that whole thing was improv.
Yeah, no, it was just something that came up out of a jump, this sort of role play.
Especially when all you guys came up or were doing it, and the guards came up, and you're like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
like, what's going on here? Good times. Oh, good time. They do that Friday. Stop.
But that ended up in our plane shifter campaign too.
Yeah.
Because the big Osaf,
Yep.
Osaf was a big orc, and he's talking about good time. And him and what was the other Will's character?
Yep.
They did a good time.
Oh, by the way, everyone listening, good time was mud wrestling.
Yeah, good time. Anyway, so that's a really good example where I literally threw myself in the ring, and we're just like, okay, well, what is this going to be?
Started pissing in the street.
Yeah, that's how you mark the battle. So if you want a brilliant idea, step forward and make yourself known to you. You could be waiting a long time. Don't do that. Just go for it. A person in motion tends to stay in motion, right? Get active, take the step forward, jump forward. A person, at rest tends to just become a dull blob, kind of like me. Anyways, so if you start with something as obvious as, hey guys, I have an idea, you'll likely get one in a matter of seconds.
Yep.
Instead of just thinking, oh, what could I do? Because it puts the pressure on you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do know some people don't do well in that situation.
Yeah,
it's okay. Try it
takes
anyway.
a while.
But if you say, something along the lines of, hey, let's do this, and everyone looks at you, once again, you're putting yourself on the spot.
What'd you just say?
And you will find that sometimes you get a dud, but it doesn't happen as often as you would think.
What'd you say about my mother?
If you say something along the lines of, you've made 3 mistakes today, poof, one by one, they'll probably just appear in your head.
Yep.
I just thought of a few just by saying that out loud. You've made 3 mistakes today. First, you came here. I'm going to stab you. Second, you spoke to me. And third, what the hell? Those pants don't go with that shirt. See, but that stuff is just stuff that popped in my head. But jumping in is a really great way to is really start first, ask questions later. If you're desperately trying to think of something to be the right thing, you're going to be there forever just thinking.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think about this?
Sometimes you just have to do something just to keep things moving. So yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's a really good idea.
Like, I just flashed back to years ago when I was playing Star Wars Minis at the shop I used to play at, and I had one player who was genuinely pissed at me because I was like deadlocked in the decision in my head and just stared at the map like, what do I do on my turn? And then when I heard like the 1 minute left in their round, I'm like, oh crap!
And then you instantly knew what you're gonna do, right?
That's why I did rapid fire turns, and he was pissed like, how did you do all of this back to back when you're stuck on doing it? Like I got motivated, so I'm like the pressure pushed me.
That's a really good example. Do you have an example of where you were like you didn't know what you were going to do, but you just jumped in and then it came to you, Brandon?
Not really. I mean, there was the time I spoke last time I was here with the big bad guy in my campaign. How he became a lich and he wasn't supposed to be, but he is now.
And it just came to you in the moment, didn't it?
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes some game. Yeah. You know what we need to do, you guys?
That was a story change.
We need to run a totally 100% improv game.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't think this just applies to players even. So,
oh, yeah, definitely.
Because, like, even at like a Grand Con, there was one point where I was running one more modules from Extreme Expeditions,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the players like, "Hey, can I do this, mate?" Just make something way easier. Yes, you can.
That's the way to do it.
And I think that would be fun too. A completely improv game.
Yep.
I think that's what Powered by Apocalypse games are for the most part. So
Just kind of wing it.
Yeah, like there was a TV show that was I can't remember what it's called, but it was completely unscripted. They gave them a
whose lines are they anyway?
not Whose Line. It was an actual sitcom.
Really?
But before every
They get like 4 bullet points and have fun. Here's what's happening.
Exactly, that's exactly what it is.
That's interesting. I don't know. It'd be fun. I also want to play Gamma World with you guys. Anyway, so this player tip comes from Laura Upcott. There's a link. It's actually really good. Entire segment on improvisation. It's powerful. As Ian said, it's not just for the players, but for the DM. Of course, when I think players, I think everybody, not just the guys on one side of the screen. So sometimes they apply to both. Do you guys got anything else?
No.
Nope.